Hey guys, Jamie here. It is Wednesday, January 20th. So I'm just jumping on for a few minutes. This is going to be a fairly quick update, but I did want to give some important updates because there has been a flurry of things going on in the stimulus world. So I was planning to do, this was going to be a different special event that I was going to be doing today. We've moved that event to tomorrow. So I'm having an FFF, my financial fitness formula program, which closes tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow. I was going to be having another alum on. We had Ashley yesterday. We were going to have Crystal today, but there is just so much going on, you guys. We decided to move it to tomorrow. So tomorrow at 10:30 Central Time, if you're on the fence about financial fitness formula, I want to make sure that you come on over there. But today, I wanted to give some updates on the world of PPP EIDL. I'm still going to do the full Q&A on Friday. So we're not going to get all the questions here, but I did just want to give you guys some announcements. I've been posting in the group. So if you're watching me from my Financial Literacy for Women Business Owners group, let me know. If you're not in that group, I want you to come on over because I've been posting all these announcements with all the links and all the things that you need over there. So go to jamietrull.com/group. That's how you can join my Financial Literacy for Women Business Owners group, even if you're not a woman. So I want you to come on over regardless. Okay, so today there's just so much happening. Today is inauguration day, so there's a lot going on with regards to that. And it is also just, we've had a flurry of activity. I'm guessing it's because of kind of the changeover that's happening where Treasury and the SBA were trying to get some documents out to us. So we've gotten a lot more things the last few days, some of the things that we had been waiting for since the new bill was enacted. So I just wanted to go over some of those changes. And like I said, I'm going to take your detailed questions on Friday 1:30 Central Time is when I will be back to answer your questions on stimulus related things. But let's go over just a couple quick announcements, shall we? So again, make sure you're in the group, jamietrull.com/group. First announcement, PPP. So there's been a lot more guidance that has come out on the Treasury website with regards to PPP. So last night now, they finally came out with the new forgiveness applications, which I was pretty sure was going to happen because when I looked at it in the afternoon, they had taken down the applications, but they hadn't put up any new ones yet. So I figured it was kind of, almost time. And so they actually have now put up new applications. There are 3 of them and they are confusing. So I have a whole kind of summary of which application do I need to use over in the group if you want to see it. The best way to find the most important new announcements, you guys, is when you go into the group, go to the announcements tab. I mark everything that's new information that you guys have to know about as an announcement. So go into the announcements tab and just scroll through that to make sure you don't miss anything because there's so many posts in that group. There's so many questions, but the most important information is going to be found there. So just to kind of give you guys a rundown, there is 3 different application forms. Similar, there were 3 before, but the people who use them are different. So the simplest one, okay, is the 3508S. I know it's confusing that for whatever reason, the simplest one is the S versus the easy. Seems like it should be the easy, but it's not. It's the S. So think S for simple, right? 3508S. It is a one-page, application form for forgiveness. And you really don't have to provide a whole heck of a lot at all. So that is for people who have loans under $150,000. And basically it just asks you for a few pieces of information and then makes you certify, though, that you used the loan correctly. So definitely read all of the rest of that application to make sure that you're meeting requirements because there are requirements around how much you can pay yourself as the owner. It gets a little bit squirrely and confusing. So if you're under 50,000, you're good, right? You're gonna be good in most cases. You don't have to worry about things like FTE calculations. You don't have to worry about, if you reduce people's salary or hourly wages. You should be in good shape if you have under 50,000. Now you still use the 3508S if you have a loan between 50,000 and 150,000. However, you might be in a situation where you need to do the detailed calculation for the FTE. And that's where it gets a little bit interesting, because what they basically say is if you don't meet these certain safe harbor requirements, which I've spelled out again in the post in the group, it gets a little bit here. I'll even, you know what, I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see what I wrote. Hopefully this is going to be easy for you to see, but let me see if I can at all. I'm not sure if I can actually zoom in at all on this. I don't think it's going to let me, but ultimately, yeah, this is going to be probably hard for most of you to see because it's hard for me to see. But basically, the safe harbor requirements are when you need to do a detailed comparison of your pre-COVID FTE full-time equivalents and your post-COVID. So go in and read those. Essentially, in a lot of ways, as long as you didn't reduce actual average salary or hourly wages by more than 25%, and if you basically didn't have the same level of business or could not, or had to close for a period of time during your covered period, or could not keep up with the same level of business because of safety requirements, right? Then you would fall into the category that you would not have to do a full-blown FTE calculation. We want to avoid that because, you guys, it's a mess. I do have my PPP tracker still, which is helpful with that FTE calculation if you have to do it, but it's way better if you do not have to do that full calculation. Okay, I'll just tell you that. So my PPP tracker, for those that don't have it, is at jamietrull.com/PPP tracker. I'll put it in right now, just so you guys can grab that. That is going to be really useful for people who have to do that whole calculation around your FTE. So that was one of the changes. So that's the S. If you have under $150,000 of a loan, you use the 3508S. If you have over $150,000 of a loan, but you meet those same safe harbor criteria, which again, it's spelled out in this post. I won't go into too much detail because it gets very confusing, but if you don't have to do that full FTE calculation because you meet these criteria, then you can use the EZ for loans over 150. So loans over 150 that meet certain criteria can use the EZ form. And if you don't meet those criteria, you're going to have to use the 3508. That's the full forgiveness application. And you guys, you don't want to do it. Like, it is a bear, and I don't recommend actually that anybody do this on their own. If you're over 150,000 and you think you have to, and you don't think you meet those safe harbors, get an accountant to help you, okay? Because you don't want to have your forgiveness reduced if you don't need to. Okay. So that was what I wanted to say about the new PPP forgiveness form. So again, they are all out there, or you can find them on treasury.gov. They also gave some more this week. We've seen some more information about how to apply for your PPP forgiveness, for your second round PPP loan. So for those of you guys who are looking for a second draw, a lot of banks have started to open. So if you aren't paying as much attention, you might want to dial back in if you think you need that PPP second round loan. Remember, for that, you do need to show a 25% reduction in gross receipts from one quarter to another. If you're not sure if you have a 25% reduction, I got another tracker for you guys, because this is kind of my jam. So I'm going to let's see, PPP calculator. That's to determine if you qualify for second round loan. Sorry, typing while I'm doing this. But if you need to figure out if you qualify for the second round loan, if you have that 25% reduction, I have a calculator that will help you with that. So go grab that. These are all free. So if you do qualify for a second round loan, you typically don't need to show the 25% reduction if your loan, when you're getting your loan, if your loan is under 150K. You will need to show it when you apply for forgiveness. Now, be careful there, because if you're not sure, you don't want to apply if you're not sure, because you do have to certify that you have that 25% reduction when you get the loan. So I've heard some people saying, well, if I don't have the 25% reduction, but it's under 150,000, can I just get the loan and then not apply for forgiveness? No, you can't. Okay, that is loan fraud. You cannot do that. When you are certifying to get that loan, you're saying, I am certifying I have a 25% reduction, and then you have to prove it when you get forgiven for the loan. So definitely make sure that you will have that 25% reduction. Some banks, even for loans under 150,000, even though the SBA is not requiring proof at the time that the loans are given for those smaller loans to show that 25% reduction, some banks want you to show it anyway. So they're probably covering themselves when they're doing that. I've heard a lot of banks that are requiring that information when they give the loan, and that's coming from the bank itself, not the SBA. But that's probably just the banks trying to cover themselves. So ultimately, to be able to be eligible for that second round loan, you have to have used your first loan. You should not have had to get forgiven on it. And I am hearing some reports of banks not doing it because somebody is maybe in the process of forgiveness or hasn't had their loan forgiveness. They're not supposed to do that. There's nothing in the law that says that you have to be forgiven for the loan. It says in all the Treasury documents, you just have to have used all of that money and don't have to necessarily have been forgiven for it. The documents, I see this. The documents that are used to show the 25% reduction. There are a few different documents. Quarterly financial statements. So if you have quarterly financial statements, which of course I recommend that you do right out of your accounting software, something like that, you can use that. You can use your bank statement to show deposits, and it gives you some requirements. There are here, you know what? I'm going to copy this. Let me see if it'll let me. This is going to be requirements for second draw loans. I'm just going to give you guys all this. Oh, that's a very long link. So I apologize, but I just put in there, oh my gosh. Yeah. Hopefully that came through. Did that just come through in like 5 different posts? I don't know. It's a really long, it's a really long link. So, but basically that is the requirements for the second draw loan that shows you what you need to be able to show. But you want to be able to show either your bank statements, your quarterly financial reports, or if you're going to use annual, which you can use annual, you guys, if you know that if you don't have quarterly reports, but you know that year over year, you're down at least 25%, right? The assumption is if you're down 25% year over year, you're definitely down 25% for one of those quarters within the year, at least. So you can show year over year, in which case you would need to basically do, even if you haven't filed your taxes, because who the heck has, it's January 20th, you would sort of mock up what your tax document. So if you're Schedule C, you would mock up what that Schedule C would look like to show the 25% reduction, or at least have that gross receipts amount filled in. So those are the different things that you can use to support that 25% reduction. And no, so the things that are not included in that PPP reduction are unemployment. So you will not, that's not included in your gross receipts. Unemployment is personal income received. It is not related to your business. It should not be running through your business. It shouldn't be running through your business books either. So that is not included in gross receipts. Neither is the PPP if you received it. Okay, so if you received the PPP or the EIDL advance, those also are not included in that number, or the EIDL loan because it's a loan. So ultimately, you're just looking at specifically from, customers and clients, did your revenue decline by at least 25%? Okay. The other update, I'm just doing this fast. And then again, I will take more questions on Friday, but I did want to update you guys on this. The EIDL advance. So they did release some more information about increasing the EIDL advance. It is only right now for low income areas. Okay. And how that is going to work is you don't apply. It's actually going to be the SBA that will reach out to you if you could potentially be able to do this. So they're going to go likely based on the application, on the address you put on your application. If that is in a low income tract area, which is defined, I can't remember the specific definition, but they have a specific definition in the guidance. If the address you put meets that, they will reach out to you, likely via email. Make sure that it's got an sba.gov end of the email address. Don't ever send anything that is sensitive information via email. But they will reach out to you by email and say, hey, you actually might be able to get this. And then from there, you will show the the 30%. You have to be able to show a 30% reduction in an 8-week period before COVID versus an 8-week period after COVID. So they'll give you more details on what they will be requiring for that. But ultimately, the SBA will reach out to you. We weren't sure are they going to open another portal? Are we going to have to go in and apply if you're in a low income area? But it looks like they are just going to open up to previous applicants. So sorry, people who didn't get it the first time. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Although if you applied and it had already run out and you're in a low income area, then you could get this as well. That is going to be something to watch out for if you think that this relates to you, and you can get your advance, which you got $1,000 per employee. You may be able to get that up to the $10,000. But again, right now it's only going to be open to low income. They will reach out to you if you may qualify. And there's no portal for people who didn't get it the first time, unfortunately. Let's see, is EIDL to increase? So this is for the grant. This is for if you're in a low income area, you can increase that grant from the $1,000 per employee up to the max $10,000, but only for people that qualify. So I don't think there's much you can do from a address perspective. You can try and call the SBA if you want to talk to them about it, but ultimately my understanding is it's going to go based on the legal address of the business, which should have been what you put in your application. I have not seen any information on how, if people put the wrong address. A lot of people don't even remember what address, which I totally understand, because right now it feels like an eternity ago when all of this happened. So those are the updates that I wanted to give you guys. Those are the new things that are out right now. And I'll continue to bring any changes. And again, make sure you're in the group, jamietrull.com/group, to make sure that you're getting all of these updates, because I'm continually watching what's going on and making sure to give you guys updates so that you can get access to all of this information. Okay, the other thing I want to say, I want just a reminder for anybody that jumped on is like, wait a second, I thought this was supposed to be the special event. We're going to do the special event tomorrow. We're going to have one of my former Financial Fitness Formula members come into the group and talk about all the things that she got out of the program. If you missed Ashley yesterday, go back and watch Ashley, because she gave a lot of information about how she was able to transform her business and really gain confidence in her finances by going through my program last year. And we're closing the program for enrollment tomorrow. We have 6 VIP spots left. Those VIP spots get you on the VIP only happy hours with me, which are Zoom meetings with me and just the VIPs. And they also get you 2020 QuickBooks Online cleanup. So if you use QuickBooks Online and your books are a flippin' mess and you're wondering how you're going to get it together for tax purposes, well, then you're going to want to get in on those VIP programs. And like I said, there's only, and it may be less now, maybe 5, I don't know, 5 or 6 that are left right now. So you probably want to jump on those. And the program is closing tomorrow in total. So these are all the wonderful people who have already joined the program. Come help us, #fill the wall. I know there's a lot going on right now, you guys, but it's the time. It's the beginning of 2021. It's time to really get strategic with your numbers, really figure out how you can make a plan that's going to help you reach your own personal and business goals with your finances. So I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to lead this group. I'm really excited about it. We've got a Facebook group dedicated to it that we're going to walk through all of this together. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you come on over to that, jamietrull.com/buy if you're interested and you want to see the information about it. Like I said, we're closing tomorrow and it's not going to reopen anytime soon. So if that is something you're interested in, make sure you jump on it. I will be back on Friday for a Q&A for more stimulus questions from you guys. And I'll be keeping you guys updated as I can within the group. So I hope everybody has a great day and a great week. And I will talk to you guys soon.